So Shabbat Shalom. Begin with Yedi Nefesh. Yedi Nefesh. Shabbat Shalom, as we then come from our celebration of Purim into Shabbat, as a chance to then think about all that's happened over the last week. You know, the many, I guess, the celebrations we had here at the synagogue, as well as being able to at least find something in what we're doing that's able to bring us to a sense of joy, a sense of accomplishment as we continue with Lechu Neranena. Lechu Neranena Ladona. continue as we then lift up our voices with Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachanu v'hakocho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachanu v'hakocho. Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. So we'll continue as we rise for Psalm 29. Mizmor leDavid, Mavul Adonai, Mavul Adonai, Gavot, Mavul Adonai, Kevod Shemo, Yishach Mavul Adonai, Mavul Kodesh, Kol Adonai, Al Hamayim, El HaKavod, Yirmim, Adonai, We'll continue now with Rechado Diaz. We welcome the peace and presence of Shabbat. Amen. So we're on the, we'll rise and face our entrances. You may be seated. We'll continue with Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki Ata Melech Adon Bechol HaShalom. Bechol HaShalom, Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. Bechol Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Wonderful. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining. And so, I guess Purim is always a good week to reflect on that being a rabbi is a little weird, that you have very disparate parts of your job. You know, that part of my job is dressing as a dinosaur or a pirate and, acting like a fool. But of course, it's also being able to sit with people as they're dealing with very difficult moments and to be that support, to really be that rock in the storm. And so in some ways it's not surprising then that it's a strange job, and it's then also a job that sometimes brings respect that may not be deserved. That, I think sometimes people will then project onto rabbis expertise in areas where they're not going to be experts. And I think we're able to see that this is not exactly new. That we're able to see, I think, the challenge that when we look at Moses as a figure, his ups and downs, in being the leader of the Jewish people, of being Moshe Rabbeinu, of being the people's first teacher, or the greatest teacher, that we see the way that Moses still was very human, but often seemed to take on this larger-than-life image. And Moses is going to be unique. That especially in this week's Torah portion, as we read Parashat Ki Tisa, where Moses was on the mountain for 40 days, came down, destroyed the tablets after seeing the golden calf, and then going back up, we see the way that it's emphasizing the way that Moses was unique. That he was able to stand, essentially, it uses the language of face to face, but probably technically not God's face, but was able to, fully stand and withstand God's presence. Describes Moses being on the mountain for 40 days, 40 nights, not eating to eat or drink anything, showing that he's made of truly strong stuff. And then when he comes down with the new set of tablets, describes the way that his face shone with light. And it's one that's really showing the way that Moses was able to essentially internalize that divine light, the aspects of that divine power, and it showed then when he faced the people. Of course, this is also the line that mistranslations led to the mistaken belief and stereotype that Jews had horns, but it's still this very powerful, evocative image, especially because it describes how Moses would then cover his face with a veil when he would then, speak to the people, and then it was only when he was speaking to God that he would then reveal his face, and let the light shine out. And so this is, of course, one that has inspired a lot of commentaries. But at least when I read the comment of Don Isaac Abarbanel, who was the leader of the Jews in Spain at the time of the expulsion in 1492, I actually laughed out loud in his description because he's trying to ask, why would Moses need to wear a veil? And he says, even as it's a little funny, it's still going to teach us an important lesson. But he's really describing how it would be inappropriate for Moses to let this light shine through because he would use it for the wrong things. And so he imagines Moses sitting down to dinner and using this divine light coming off of his face to see what he's eating and drinking so that he wouldn't spill on himself. Really using that language, which made me chuckle a little bit. But we also see that sense, that if Moses essentially has the sign of divine power coming off of him, how is he then able to have the sort of everyday, mundane conversations with his family? That's the realization that even as each of us are holy, each of us are, made in the image of God, that we don't always need to have that elevated sense of ourselves. That there's some times where we just need to, balance, or no one balances their checkbook anymore. So I don't know what the right example of a mundane task is. Right, when we do dishes, that's not something that's going to have this truly holy power. But at the same time, that Judaism does have this belief that we are able to find Torah everywhere. And maybe a few months, still a little far away, when we get to the end of Brachot in our Talmud class, we're going to read a series of strange stories, about rabbis following each other into the bathroom, a rabbi hiding underneath his teacher's bed, to sort of learn how the rabbis act in these private moments. And at the shock and surprise, both times, the students say that this too is Torah, and I need to learn it. And so it's that reminder that even in these very private moments, that we're able to approach it in a way that's going to be an expression of Jewish values. It's not necessarily the holy moment that we're able to, bring forward, but that there is going to be Jewish knowledge that can guide us in those private moments. And so, at first glance, it feels like that these are contradictory. That Moses is essentially demonstrating the fact that not every moment is going to be holy, and that there's times when we would need to put a veil to hide that holiness. But we also have these many teachings, as well as huge areas of halakha that imagine that the Torah is able to teach us the way we're supposed to act and understand, those private, and when it comes to the bathroom, those grosser moments. And so how are we able to keep them together? And so one thing that we're able to learn is that for Moses, we're learning the need to be humble with our power and influence. That Moses, as someone who was the outstanding prophet, who was the main teacher of the Jewish people, was able to understand that he didn't want this divine light to be used for the wrong causes. That he was able to use it when it came time to teach, when he was then really sharing, God's wisdom. But if he was having an argument over, their donkey's ankle that was sprained, or how they would pack up their tent, that Moses shouldn't have brought in essentially his status as a powerful prophet, because he may not have known everything about the best way to pack up their donkey. And we see this obviously when it comes to celebrities, that many celebrities who are famous for one thing won't be an expert in something else. So I think it is always the the reminder that we shouldn't look towards celebrities for wisdom when it comes to political events, unless they're because you can be an actor, but that doesn't mean you understand the full context. And so instead, as we still want to be able to find Torah and that knowledge wherever we go, it then becomes, I think, that lesson that just as Moses was able to be unique and different and became that source of light, that it sort of becomes the way that when you're in a bright place, it's harder to see the stars. Of course, if you're in Vancouver, it's always too cloudy to see the stars. But in some ways, Moses, as being the source of that divine knowledge, meant that it really crowded out any other source that you could see. And so I think we're able to then imagine that when we have leaders who are able to show that humility, to be able to have those moments where they're willing to veil themselves and cover it, it then allows other sources of light to shine through. And so I hope that in our lives, we're able to find those small moments of recognizing the holiness in our everyday interactions, and that we're able to learn from Moses the need that sometimes it's about us stepping back to let other people shine through. And so with that, we'll continue with Mishaberach, a prayer for physical and spiritual healing. So I'm just going to fix that. Okay, great. So we'll continue with Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. So next we'll turn our thoughts to the hostages and the families who are still worried sick about their loved ones. So we continue with Achenu, a prayer that they may go from a place of darkness to light, from captivity to freedom. Achenu, O Beit Yisrael. Achenu, O Beit Yisrael. Anetuni betzara, betzara uvashivya, haomi ben baya, uven baya basha. Hamakom yirachem, yirachem, alehem be'otziyam, yitzadam. This week in our Har El community, we are remembering Morris Akers, father of Michael Akers, Mary Boyd, mother of Mary Ellen Boyd, Harry Hilton, father of Lee Hilton, Dorothy Paul, mother of Tina Holbert, Sarah Ross, mother of Hy Ross, Victor Lith, father of Mia Makoff, Doreen Rosen, wife of Jack Rosen, Joe Springer, father of Linda Rabiner, Harry Luxton, father of Bina Luxton, Leon Schapp, father of Floris Panzer, Yankiel Garzina, father of Lorraine Katzen and Faye Hassel, Andrea Dernley, daughter of Ellen Dernley, Cynthia Kopman, mother of Rod Kopman, Eunice Katzen, mother of William Katzen, and Erwin Kupferberg, stepfather of Marion Chiva. We pray that their memories may be for a blessing. We continue by evoking the end of Mourner's Kaddish with Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Nimrama, Kuyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'avo Yisrael, Ve'imeru, Amen. Kuyaseh Shalom, Kuyaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'avo Yisrael, Kuyaseh Shalom, Kuyaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'avo Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'avo Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'avo Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'avo Yisrael. V'imeru v'himeru, Amen. Beautiful. So Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining tonight. So tomorrow our services will be at 10 a.m. And this week our Kiddush is sponsored by Dick Cooper in celebration of his second bar mitzvah. On Sunday, the rally for the call for the release of hostages will continue at Vancouver City Hall at 2 p.m. And then also on Sunday at 3 p.m. At Harel, the Sisterhood will be doing a movie night. And then looking further ahead, as of course today was Purim, which was also, I think following the Devar Torah, it was a very important time for people to make fun of their rabbis, to take them down a notch. But of course it means that we're a month away from Passover. So just a few ways that we're able to prepare. We sent out, all the information will be on the Passover page on our website. But we'll be having a Zoom class, about going over the basics of Passover. That'll be Tuesday, March 25th at 7 p.m. We'll be having an in-person session, helping to prepare how you're able to make your Seder more engaging for young kids, whether it's your kids, grandkids, friends' kids, everyone's welcome. That'll be Sunday, April 6th at 11 a.m. And then we'll be having our community Seder for the second night of Passover, Sunday, April 13th at 6 p.m. And then looking further ahead, the Sisterhood Book Club will be April 7th at 7 p.m. and that's going to be in person. Yoga's continuing. Oh, and sorry, two other things. Of course, the last 18 months have been very difficult for a lot of Jewish students on college campuses. And so Hillel is doing an event, to give the students a sense of celebration and strength during these difficult times. So that's something that you can find on the Hillel BC website if you want to join. It's March 27th. We'll send out information about it in Harel this week, next week. And then also in a few weeks, on March 4th, as I say, we also have to watch the newsletter because, there's going to be weeks that we have in-person services at 6 p.m. And so we need to, just make sure you use Harel this week to watch the right link for the live stream. But on April 4th, we'll be welcoming people, or the congregants from St. Francis in the Wood, who attended my Jewish history class that I taught there. And so that's going to be Friday, April 4th, and so you can come for some snacks, conversation at 5. We'll also do a tour of the synagogue, and then it'll just be our regular Shabbat service at 6 p.m. So just a good opportunity for some interfaith outreach. And that's all I have. So we'll conclude with the Shamra, and there's no challah today. Not for any ritual reason. I just don't have any. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael Shabbat La'asot et HaShabbat L'dorotam be'rit olam B'ni u'b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam Oti le'olam Oti le'olam V'shamru b'nei Yisrael Shabbat La'asot et HaShabbat L'dorotam be'rit olam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha'shabbat la'asot et ha'shabbat l'dorotam be'rit olam Uvayom hashmi Shabbat v'yinafash Shabbat v'yinafash Shabbat v'yinafash V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha'shabbat la'asot et ha'shabbat l'dorotam be'rit olam Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Wonderful. So Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining. I'll end the live stream and unmute the people here on Zoom.